Shout out to G-Man Boxing. Where's the piss bottle? It's over there.
So I'm joined here today by Mark Tibbs. Mark, how are you keeping? How's things? Tommy Fletcher fighting obviously on tomorrow night's card. Can you, for those who don't know, because he's newly turned over to his pro debut, you, I believe, said he is like Deontay Wilder with ring IQ. Can you elaborate a little bit on that for us?
Well, what I mean is he's a very, very good puncher. Best puncher I've ever worked with. But what's weird about it, he's 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? So you've just got to use your imagination and imagine in 5 or 6 years' time if he's still got the flavour, that will mature and improve even more. So that makes him very dangerous.
You said he's only 20 years old, and already you said has shown tremendous punching power. That's quite frightening. That's only going to improve with age when he grows into his body and develops his man strength.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He's that's what's very, very unique about him. He's got this power of a 33-year-old. You know, power. Obviously, he won't have that man strength because he is 20 years old. So what we've got to do with Tommy, we've got to bring him along and guide him right and get him the right fights at the right time. And I think boxing fans are going to be very, very enjoy the journey.
It's going to be incredible to see him tomorrow now. Your stable is really growing in terms of new fighters. Obviously Johnny Fisher as well, he's out there in August. How is morale in the camp going with all the new fighters in there? Is it good?
Yeah, we've got a newly crowned IBF bantamweight champion, Ebanie Bridges, and first time I've ever worked with a professional lady. We've got Johnny Fisher, the heavyweight prospect, Rumford Ball from Rumford. We've got John Hedges, a masterful boxer, a southpaw, 6'7", again like Tommy Fletcher, very tall. And who else we got there? Bom. I've got it. Can't be rude here now. Tommy, Ebanie, Johnny. There's someone else.
I'm trying to think as well.
Elle Brooke. I've got Elle Brooke. She's an influencer. She's turning good corners. Yeah, in a kind of world of she's an influencer, but she's having a fight with another influencer. But why I'm proud of this is because she come in and obviously no experience whatsoever, fighting experience, but she's turned into a real good athlete already in like 8 weeks. She's got a couple of weeks before she fights. But I'm proud of all my guys, but because of the way they work and the way they pull themselves around and make the best of them.
It's interesting. You've trained Ebanie Bridges now for a little while now. But that's the first female you've ever trained, wasn't it? How different was that, like adjusting to training Ebanie as opposed to training the normal males? Was it completely different, or is it very similar?
To be fair, I treated Ebanie. I watched Ebanie from a distance for a little while, and then I watched how she a great performance against Shannon Courtney. Yeah. And I liked the way she went about it. I liked the fighting heart and everything. But I didn't think nothing about training her or anything like that. I could see where she needed improving, polishing off, polishing up her act, her whole act. Everything needed polishing. You know what I mean? She's got everything, but it all needs refining. And that's what I thought about her. And I think we had a chat in the Matchroom Garden, in Eddie Hearn's garden one day. She was fighting, and then she come back for another fight. And then she wanted to come to the gym to have a look, and then she come back to train me for the world title fight. Yeah.
Is there any update on when she might be out again next?
She's been in the gym coming up to 3.5 weeks, could be 4 weeks even. She's been in my gym. We've been doing some good numbers actually, getting good foundation training, and she's waiting for a date, any day now. Yeah.
In terms of fighters you've trained, one of your former fighters, Dillian Whyte, recently suffered a KO loss to Tyson Fury. There's potential talk of him coming back, maybe with Sky and Boxer, chasing the Joseph Parker rematch. What are your thoughts on that? And if you were still training Dillian, what would your advice be to him moving forward?
Well, there is big fights there for him, like you say. Just Joseph Parker. There's see how Derek Chisora comes through against Pulev. There's a trilogy fight there. There's also see how Anthony Joshua comes against through Usyk. That's a tough fight though, but he's built, and it's quite frustrating for me as a coach, looking at Usyk and AJ because of his last performance, I feel that we all feel that he's got to have a different approach altogether to get the win. But it still ain't a walkover with Usyk because of that boxing brain he's got. So yeah, there's big fights out there for Dillian. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
In terms of AJ Usyk, AJ has recently added Robert Garcia into his stable of trainers now. He has an extra month, now the fight's in August. In your experience, how long does it take for a fighter to really ingratiate himself into a new trainer? Can it happen over one fight, or is it a prolonged time you need to spend with the trainer to really adjust?
Well, no, it's listen. It's every person, everyone's different on taking information. You know what I mean? I feel that if it's simplified, and with Robert Garcia, right? I feel, and I've listened to Robert Garcia talk, and yeah, he's the man. And it's just up to not every fighter or human being can take on information and put it in place straight away, And but it can be done, and it can be done for sure. 100% it can be done, and it's just up to that animal believing in that coach. I don't mean to be disrespectful with an animal, but that boxer, that fighter, we want to turn it into an animal, controlled animal. You get me? So I believe it can be done. I believe it can be done for sure. I mean, you can't generalise. It takes this long, that long, this long, that long. Never. Listen, anything's possible if you believe. I believe that.
In terms of the fight, who would your pick be for the rematch?
For the winner? Well, it's intriguing because, listen, if he boxes like he did, obviously, last time, he'd probably get, Usyk could stop him. But I watched it again last night, and AJ, when AJ worked, early doors, when AJ done positive work, Usyk had to think, but what Usyk did, he come back quick. It might not have been solid stuff, but it touched him. So it took away his train of thought, so to speak. And he was good at that. It was that line, off of that line, you know what I mean? He was he was happy to counter touching him, not big shots. He chucked in the big ones now and again. And even then he fell short a little bit, you get me? So AJ's, it's all possible, 100%.
Perfect. Well, thanks a million, Mark, for having me on. I appreciate you giving me the time. Thank you.
Well done. Thank you very much. Brilliant. Sorry, I waffled on a bit there.
No worries.